Hi, this is Professor Nitesh Kumar, School of Law, Vijaybhoomi University. Today we are welcoming Dr. Jayita Moulick, Assistant Professor, Symbiosis School of Law, Symbiosis International University. It will be a precise but a very brainstorming session about the contemporary criminal laws that are revamped, and it is a comparative discussion about the older and the new laws that we have. My first question to you, ma'am, would be what do you think is the new one better? Or is going to be more beneficial in content, or the earlier one was much better?
So what I think is the new criminal laws are much more contemporary, and they are the challenges that the today's society is facing. The new criminal laws are apt in the sections that they have brought in are aligning with the challenges that the society is facing. So yes, my vote goes to the new criminal codes. Yes.
The second question, of course, that's the talk of the town always, and that correlates with the opposite gender that we have in the society who has always been oppressed. And talking about the rights, women rights, be it at workplace or otherwise. So, ma'am, do you think that all the three of them, so it will be improvised societal structure for women when we are having, all the fully fledged, the new criminal laws coming in picture?
Laws can to a certain extent influence a person's temperament, but laws alone can't do that. So apart from having these laws, we also need to focus on gender sensitivity training education from primary school level. That changes attitudes or patriarchal attitudes. That is what I feel. The law cannot alone do it.
Absolutely agreed, ma'am. So there is one more thing that has always been in recent times very much talked about. Let's talk about the Nirbhaya's case. So when we talk about the something technically legal concepts like child delinquency, or we talk about kids who are just about to be majors, in the case of Nirbhaya. So he was the mastermind behind the entire crime, but unfortunately he got a flunk, and that is why, because the laws are not being appropriately. So what do you think? Because I mean, as a lawyer, as a academician, I think it is always about the gravity of the crime and not about the age of the criminal.
Maturity plays a huge role for anybody to choose right from wrong. Yes, after the Nirbhaya case, though this was a hot topic for a discussion whether this young adult, the juvenile who was involved in the crime, was the mastermind, or the strategy was adopted by the defense lawyer to shift the blame from the adult criminals to the juvenile, knowing fully well that the juvenile is not going to get punished. And by shifting the blame on the juvenile, by portraying him as the mastermind, some leniency he might be able to achieve for the his clients, adult people involved in the Nirbhaya incident. Now, not going into that whether he was the mastermind or not, that because we don't know that as concrete proof, we don't have that. But anybody's age plays a very important role in decision making. But at the same time, a young adult who is nearing 18, some amount of culpability should be attached. And that's why I also think the new law that came in 2015, the juvenile justice that happened in 2015, wanted to address these kinds of incidents where these juvenile delinquents, they got involved in serious offenses, but the previous JJ Act could not punish them. So now we have a balance, because it's not that the JJ Act 2015 is sending all juveniles to prison. They have an age bracket of 16 to 18. The Juvenile Justice Board will sit and analyze the maturity of the juvenile delinquent involved, looking at the severity of the offense committed, and then for the process of sending him to a criminal court or not will take place. So we are having a balance right now.
Also, what do you think about the forensics being an integral part of criminology and victimology? So how do you think this law will be more beneficial in coming times in terms of, let's say, investigation to interrogation to introspection, whatever we go through? So any comment about that?
We are living in technology age, and we should not or cannot depend upon the old ways of conducting investigations which are not scientific. So forensic science being a subject of criminology, it is absolutely important that now in any criminal investigation or analyzing a crime scene, forensic scientists should be involved. Otherwise, the police is not having the training and the skill to identify and collect evidence in the right way. If you go through the Arushi Talwar case, you will see how the investigation or evidence collection was completely tampered because the police did not know how to deal with the crime scene. So yes, the three laws, especially the law relating to the criminal procedure and the new evidence act, they have aptly identified the need of the hour, that is for involvement of electronic medium and forensic science in admissibility of evidence, conducting of investigation.
My last question would be regarding the CRPC very much talked about 125, section 125, that talks about the maintenance of older parents and of course the wife and children, of course pertaining to certain terms and conditions. So do we have this thing in propagation? With that I mean, having said that, what I actually mean over here is we have the procedure of protection financially and otherwise, socially, emotionally as well, to older parents or parents who are aging parents basically, and to the wife and the children. Why not about those? I mean, what's your idea? I wanted to know about the sister or someone who's divorced, or maybe she would be disabled, I mean, differently abled, or someone who is widowed, you know. So do you think this wider ambit of 125 should cover that aspect as well? And why do I say so? Concluding my question, because again, let's say if a woman is apparently, if a woman is not physically or mentally fit, it her vulnerability becomes more exposed to the world. So she becomes a target and the prey to the world. I mean, to the wrong side of the world. So why not cover something like that? So she becomes a legal right holder to such, you know, such maintenance or something like that, rather than just giving on the part of charity, whether it is not at all enforceable. Someone does it, someone doesn't do it, because everyone, you know, we get detached after a while or whatever. So what do you think about such thing?
Again, I'm saying that laws cannot change the mentality of people, and law can to a certain extent influence our decisions, but to give maintenance or not to give maintenance, first of all, is a legal obligation. And 125 talks about giving maintenance by the husband to the wife, to his children, and by adult children to look after their parents. So it is not charity, because why it is so? I understand from where you are talking that we see blatant violations of maintenance orders. But again, there are provisions wherein the victim woman, can apply to the court, wherein the judge can enforce the order by compulsory deduction from the salary. So this can be enforced, but this is a huge process. It's a long hassle process. So the woman is first she becomes a victim, wherein she requires maintenance because she's not taken care of by the husband, if we are just talking about the woman. And next she has to go round the court and again spend money or and time to get the enforcement, the maintenance order enforced. So it's a huge challenge, but somewhere law also falls short. But we do have provisions not only under 125 CRPC, and the new law maintenance provision is there in the personal laws as well. Implementation takes a while, but here you have to understand we have the highest number of population, and it is a huge burden on the courts. So it takes a lot of time, but yes, the victim woman is the person who is suffering in all of this procedure.
With that, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming to our university. Vijaybhoomi University School of Law welcomes you again in coming time very sooner. And it was a great session indeed. Just some couple of words regarding your experience. How do you feel? What was your experience? Though it's a short while, but yeah, I mean, we would love to have you.
Thank you for inviting me. And as I said today morning, it was this is the greenest campus I have ever been, and it gave me an immense amount of pleasure seeing so much greenery, so many trees around, and it's a very peaceful place to study. So I was thinking that I would have loved to be a student at this university. I would have, selected a tree, sat under it, and studied or daydreamed, and that would have been really fun for me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Those were such kind, lovely words for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.